Welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways, Coyote in the Highlands. It's another beautiful morning before it gets too hot. You know, the kitchen's going good. My partner, my female companion, has helped me with mortaring some of the flagstones. So some section of it, like about 12 square feet so far, is very set and it's very nice. Helpful for walking on. And it's expanding. The whole thing is going to be big horseshoe around the east end of the outdoor kitchen. I've got more of the wind wall project done. I don't have the permanent roofing yet. Still need to work on that. And I'll show you the bathroom in a couple videos. I'll do a little straightening up and do an update video and show you around. Right now I want to talk about something, a statement I read that, someone's asking, is it just me, or is self-compassion like the starter motor for all the other good stuff? And I don't know. It's a big deal. The self-compassion thing is a big deal. Is it the starter motor? I think the starter motor lies deeper. I think a lot of this stuff goes into how to train your brain, how to deal with your brain, how to deal with neurology and psychology, and not the actual essence. I think awareness is the starter motor. That awareness of awareness, that thing that is aware, that central you or the universe. Because when you get down there, it gets a little fuzzy. But the self-compassion is definitely the biggest problem, the biggest bearing to be oiled, the biggest brake to be released. How about that? Definitely self-compassion. This is a hard one for a lot of people. We also, for whatever reason, we also seem to believe that self-compassion is something that we have to earn, and that's kind of a weird one. A lot of people struggle with guilt and are driven by that kind of thing, that guilt, that not being good enough, the internal stress, the internal negative narrative, imposter syndrome, stuff like that. Self-compassion is definitely, it's a big deal. It's definitely, starter motor, it's the biggest brake we have. It's the biggest lubricant we have for moving the train forward, So, one thing our society seems to program, and this is, again, I'm big on these programs right now because we're trying to free ourselves from some of these programs, and recognizing them is a big deal. And you can take them apart and you can develop habits to deal with them. I'm okay. That's a perfectly good mantra to walk around with for your day. If you need to take a 5-minute walk, if you need to give yourself permission to relax and sit for 3 minutes, I'm okay. I'm fantastic. I am good. I am valuable. I am a good person. And whenever some negative narrative thought comes up to counter that while you're saying that, let it go. Be like, okay, I allow that to exist and I'm a good person. I allow that to exist and I am worthwhile. I'm okay. Fundamental okayness is one description of enlightenment. When you look around, no matter how stressful you are, and you just know everything's okay. Give yourself permission to be gracious to yourself. That self-compassion that we're programmed out of by society is a little bit of a rough one. We're programmed to see it as mean. We're programmed to see it as selfish. We're programmed to see it as useless or negative or hippy-dippy, or there's a whole lot of negatives to that. The basic idea that you should take care of yourself, that you should acknowledge yourself, not necessarily first, but absolutely. That there's a lot of, for whatever reason, there's a lot of negative programming against that, to not allow yourself to do that. I don't know why. If you were your best friend What would you do to actually take care of yourself? Not enable yourself, not enable bad behaviors, but actually take care of yourself. Do those things. It's okay to rub your own feet sometimes. It's actually a really good thing. Stretch it out, relax. Treat yourself with compassion. You had a hard day, that's okay. Be nice to yourself. You had a great day, that's okay. Be nice to yourself. Celebrate it. Honestly, you should be celebrating life no matter what. You should be able to see the positives no matter what. But, that's another thing we're programmed against socially. It seems like we have a big social programming against liking ourselves or outside things. And I don't understand that like that. I do. That it's a control mechanism. If you have people scared and stressed and unhappy and outraged and attention dysfunctioned, then you have better control over them. You can motivate them through fear and avarice and so on. The old saying, you can't con an honest man. Well, you can't scare a man who's in control of his own awareness and emotions. You can't. There's an honesty there. There's an honesty to acknowledging yourself. It's not that self-compassion is anything like a trick. This isn't a mental trick. This is literally being honest with yourself. You are a valuable person. You are part of the universe. You are part of the consciousness of the universe. You're a big deal. We're all a big deal. A lot of people try to say how infinitely small we are. No, how individuated we are. But we're still part of this huge thing. We're all massive, universe-sized consciousnesses. So that's a thing. Be compassionate to yourself. There's that guy, Jordan Peterson, has a thing in his book, take care of yourself like you would take care of your best friend or your closest relative or something, one of his rules. And it's really not a bad idea, He's not very good for positives. He's very, very big on the negative aspects of life and overcoming the negatives instead of just having positives. But this one's definitely a positive. Take care of yourself like you matter, like you love yourself, like you care. Get rid of the idea of guilt for giving yourself comfort. Comfort is a great word. Compassion, love. And then people take it crazy and they're like, oh, well, that means I should just go spend all the money and go rack up debt and just have a party all the time. That's not being nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be happy with the moment. Doesn't mean you can't improve things in your life. Just be happy with the moment. Be appreciative of the moment. You're still here. You're alive. Yep, I'm breathing. That's awesome. That's amazing, Another one of those things Peterson talks about, he goes outside and the lights are on and the buildings are standing and the roads are there and his car starts. This is all amazing. It is amazing. You live in an amazing world of fantastic abundance, the likes of which humanity has never known. Wow. So be nice to yourself. Like the situation for all the negative programming isn't really that bad. We're doing really good. So take that release of that stress and be nice to yourself. Be compassionate. Compassion means more than just being nice. It means, having feelings and sympathy and acknowledging when things go bad and all of that. And that's great. I don't know how to describe that. Give yourself permission to care if something goes wrong and give yourself a mental hug or a physical hug. You can hug yourself. I don't know. There's the I love me. Well, no, that's a straitjacket. You don't want a straitjacket. We're not doing that sideways today. But give yourself a mental hug. That's okay. Compassion. But compassion should be uplifting and not victimizing. So there's that aspect. Oh, poor me and a pity party isn't what we're looking for, Compassion, grace. I'm using that word grace a lot more lately. And it has to do with grace, graciousness, gratitude. All of these things work together. It's not grace like I understood it when I was talking to Christians or dealing with Christian churches. That's for sure. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where their thing is, but act with grace. Treat yourself graciously. That might even be more important than using the word compassion. Gracious. That's a good word. Treat yourself graciously. Treat yourself nicely. A very simple message here. You have permission to be compassionate, to be nice, to be gracious to yourself. Not only is that a big deal for you, but it's a big deal for the rest of your life, because from there, you can reach out with compassion, with niceness. From that nice, positive aspect inside, make yourself positive, and the world will follow. So treat yourself graciously. I think I like that better. Although we're going to have to talk about grace. What is graciously? Well, look it up. It's a pretty simple concept to deal with. So treat yourself graciously. That's about all I got for you today. It's just a gorgeous morning, and I just want to give yourself permission. Keep giving yourself permission. It's another theme I'm running with right now. Give yourself permission to be nice to yourself. Take away the permissions of others that are telling you not to be nice to yourself. That's one thing, Definitely be nice to yourself. Be gracious to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. And it'll make everything else better. Remember, I'm okay. You're okay. That was a book a long time ago. But it's not what I'm talking about. You are a valuable entity of the universe. That's great. You're a valuable consciousness. That's great. I am a valuable consciousness. Use the words that you need to. I'm okay. It's a really simple one to just take a moment and notice. Just breathe out and be like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I am inherently good. It's awesome. Stay sideways.